Yellowstone's Gil Birmingham talks series finale, Rainwater getting the ranch, treaty with Kayce, potential future and more. Warning: spoilers lie ahead for the Yellowstone series finale. Rainwater's efforts to acquire the Dutton Ranch have come to an end in the Yellowstone series finale. Played by Gil Birmingham since the show's launch, Thomas Rainwater is the chief of the Broken Rock Indian Reservation and was introduced as an antagonist to Kevin Costner's John Dutton IE, working to reclaim the land the Duttons call home for his people. As the show has progressed, though, and other threats have come to Montana, Rainwater and Dutton have steadily had to put their differences aside to work together to protect those they care about. Yellowstone Season 5 has brought the Taylor Sheridan show to a close, with Rainwater and Mo working with John after he won the race for governor to ensure that an oil pipeline doesn't go through their land. In the wake of John's death and Kayce and Beth's investigation to determine who was behind it, the youngest Dutton child elected to forge a deal with Rainwater, giving him and the Broken Rock Reservation the land, permitted that he, Monica, and Tate can live on a parcel of land they set aside for themselves. The Yellowstone finale answered many questions and closed various storylines, but the episode could not solve every mystery about Season 5. Alongside Birmingham, the Yellowstone Season 5-part B-cast included the returns of Wes Bentley as Jamie Dutton, Kelly Reilly as Beth Dutton, Luke Grimes as Kayce, Kelsey Asbell as Monica, Cole Hauser, Brecken Merrill, Jefferson White, Ryan Bingham, Wendy Moniz, and Forey J. Smith, delivering enough of a finished ending for some of its characters while leaving the door open for future stories. Sheridan has closed out the show on an emotional note. Shortly after it aired, Screen Rant interviewed Gil Birmingham to discuss the Yellowstone series finale, Rainwater's initial reaction to John's death, how both he and his character feel about getting the land from the Dutton family, and what that means for the Broken Rock's future, as well as what audiences can expect from the upcoming Wind River, the next chapter, and his thoughts on the upcoming animated Twilight reboot at Netflix. Screen Rant, it's great to see you again, and to talk more about Yellowstone. I can't believe we're at the end, at least for the mainline show. How does it feel for you being at the end after 5 seasons? Now, when we last spoke, it was before the premiere, so I hadn't seen anything yet. And now, of course, we know that John is indeed gone. Obviously, there was such a great sort of chess game going on between John and Rainwater throughout the show. What was it like for you when you learned that that was going to be the ultimate fate for the character? Gil Birmingham, who plays the resolute and charismatic Thomas Rainwater on Yellowstone, sat down for an insightful conversation about the explosive series finale, the evolving relationship between his character and Kayce Dutton, and the potential future of his role in the Yellowstone universe. As the show hurtles toward a climactic conclusion, fans are eagerly awaiting how the fates of beloved characters like Rainwater will unfold. In this interview, Birmingham reflects on Rainwater's journey, the complex treaty with Kayce, and what could lie ahead for him in the sprawling universe of Yellowstone. The evolution of Rainwater. Rainwater, the stoic leader of the Broken Rock Reservation, has long been one of the series' most compelling characters. From his complicated relationship with the Duttons to his tireless efforts to protect his people, Rainwater has navigated a fine line between diplomacy and power. As the final season approaches, fans are wondering where Rainwater's ambitions will lead him, especially with the looming prospect of acquiring the Dutton Ranch. Birmingham is quick to acknowledge the depth of Rainwater's evolution over the course of the series. When I first got the role, I didn't know how deep the layers of this character would be, he says thoughtfully. Rainwater was very much driven by a sense of justice for his people, and while that's still true, there are so many complexities that have unfolded over the years. He's gone from being a man who sought to negotiate and compromise to someone who knows he may have to take drastic measures if he's ever going to achieve his goals. In the finale, Rainwater's plan to secure the Dutton Ranch becomes a crucial element. The idea of Rainwater gaining control of the very land that has been at the heart of the series for so long is tantalizing. The ranch is symbolic, not just of power, but of history, Birmingham explains. It represents the entire fight for control of the land. For Rainwater, it's more than just a piece of property. It's the opportunity to right the wrongs of the past and restore his people's dignity. While the storyline may seem to suggest a decisive shift in the balance of power, Birmingham emphasizes that Rainwater is still a man caught in the crossfire of larger forces at play. It's not just about acquiring land. It's about the future of his people. It's always been about the future. Rainwater knows that controlling the ranch is a means to an end, but it's never been about personal gain, he adds. The treaty with Kayce, a delicate alliance. One of the most significant and intricate relationships in Yellowstone has been the evolving dynamic between Rainwater and Kayce Dutton. At first, the two men were adversaries, each vying for control and influence over the region. But as the series has progressed, the bond between them has shifted, moving from animosity to something far more complex, an unlikely alliance born of necessity and mutual respect. As Kayce steps into his own as a leader, Rainwater sees a rare opportunity to form a treaty that could benefit both parties. Birmingham touches on how pivotal this moment is for Rainwater's character. Kayce is someone Rainwater recognizes as a leader in his own right. There's a respect there. But also, I think Rainwater sees the potential for Kayce to be someone who understands the stakes of what's going on. He's not just a Dutton. He's a man of principles, like Rainwater himself. But despite the newfound respect, Rainwater is not blind to the tensions that could still arise between them. This treaty, while valuable, is fragile. Kayce and Rainwater have their differences, and those differences could easily become points of contention. It's not a guaranteed partnership. It's more of a truce than anything. As the series finale looms, Birmingham teases that the treaty between Rainwater and Kayce will be a pivotal moment. Whether they can truly work together remains to be seen. He says with a knowing smile, "The history between the Duttons and the reservation runs deep. The future of the ranch and Rainwater's people depend on how far they're willing to go to make it work." Rainwater's legacy and the future of the series. As Yellowstone heads into its final chapter, one question looms larger than any other. What will be the legacy of Thomas Rainwater? The character has been a stalwart figure in the series, often serving as the voice of reason amid the chaos and violence that surrounds the Duttons. His presence has been a constant reminder that there is more at stake than personal wealth and power. It's about the land, the people, and the history that binds them all together. For Birmingham, the question of legacy is something he's thought about often. Rainwater's journey is about finding balance. Balance between the old ways and the new. Between survival and prosperity. It's about ensuring that the mistakes of the past don't define the future, he reflects. In the end, I think Rainwater wants to be remembered as someone who fought for the future, not just for his people, but for the land and the ideals that come with it. Birmingham is also open to the idea of Rainwater's story continuing beyond the series finale. There's always room for more stories in this universe, he says. Whether it's with Rainwater or another character, the Yellowstone world is rich with possibilities. I think fans would love to see more of what happens to these characters once the dust settles. Though no official plans have been confirmed for a Rainwater spin-off, Birmingham is enthusiastic about the potential. The story could go anywhere. Rainwater's future isn't just about the ranch. It's about his people, his vision, and his ongoing struggle to protect what's been taken from him. There's always more to explore. A final word on the series and its impact. As Yellowstone enters its final stretch, Birmingham reflects on the impact the show has had on both viewers and the television landscape. It's rare to be part of something that resonates so deeply with people, he says. The show has become a cultural touchstone, and I think that speaks to the themes it addresses. Family, power, legacy, and the cost of the American dream. These are things everyone can relate to. With the series finale on the horizon, fans can expect high stakes, deep emotional connections, and a sense of resolution for Rainwater and the other characters. As Birmingham puts it, in the end, Yellowstone is about survival. But it's also about redemption and understanding the importance of what we leave behind.